Impact Moment right here on DCTV. I'm Alvin Jones, and what I really like about Impact Moment is we get a chance to talk to people who have organizations, who have a team that are doing things to help people, especially during this time where everybody is struggling with issues and situations that they could use some help with. And the lady that I'm talking with right now is one of those people, Donna Fortia, with Mobile Hope is with us today. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Let's talk about Mobile Hope.
So Mobile Hope has been a nonprofit based in Leesburg, Virginia for about 10 years. And our mission is to help homeless and struggling youth 24 years of age and younger. So Mobile Hope is mobile. And so we have a fleet of vehicles. And when we first started about 10 years ago, we would go directly into the neighborhoods where transportation may be a barrier. And then COVID hit, and we kind of pivoted so that we could meet even a larger demand for direct services into neighborhoods. And I think since March 12th of last year, we've served over 178, almost 179,000 family members with almost 9 million pounds of food. So
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. And many of our youth in crisis come out on the bus also and help serve our community.
Leesburg is in Loudoun County, which is one of the most, basically to say it, one of the richest counties in the United States. And people would think you wouldn't have a problem with people being homeless in Loudoun County. Explain to them why that's a false narrative.
It absolutely is false. And it's very difficult raising awareness in the wealthiest county in the country pertaining to homeless youth, because if you don't see it, you don't think it exists. And many of the kids who they may see walking along the street with a backpack, if you're not living in this environment, you may think that they're leaving a slumber party from a friend's house, but that's all their life belongings in that backpack. So it is very difficult to believe that it does exist here. And now that we're still in COVID, many of our kids that came to us over the last year, unfortunately, came to us because mom and dad could no longer financially afford to have them in the house. And so they figured that the easiest way to help the family stay intact was to kind of remove that 18 or 19-year-old that may still have been living at home. Prior to COVID, they were coming to us for all variety of reasons. Some received a C on a college report card and got kicked out. Others come to us through foster care, through youth services once they age out, and self-referrals from our current clients as well.
Do you think that the foster care system needs to find a way to help youth once they turn 18 so that they can, well, I can't even say re-enter society, so that they can enter society and be self-sufficient?
Absolutely. I mean, I know everybody does the best job that they can. I mean, I truly believe that, but I can speak to the kids from foster care that have come through our doors. They are not prepared to be on their own. There is no financial support for them when they arrive to us. So, they bring everything that they own in a garbage bag. And so there are many steps that can be taken to make it not so demeaning when they exit out of foster care. Here are your belongings in a plastic bag. Sorry, we don't have any money for you. Go figure it out. And there are many opportunities throughout their placement that they can be taught to become self-sufficient. And I think that's a missed opportunity that does not happen, or we have not witnessed that it has happened.
Donna, a young person comes to you, they're 18, they just got out of the foster care system. What are the steps that you take to help them get on their way so that they can be sufficient and live on their own?
It's really individualized. So is the first thing. I think we kind of meet the kids where they are, both emotionally and physically. And then once we kind of establish a trusting relationship, the floodgates kind of opened, and that's when we kind of put in place plans. What are their goals that they want to achieve? What are the goals that we identify that they may be in need of? And, that includes housing and jobs and referrals to mental health, or, everything that would make them feel comfortable and confident in moving forward to become self-sufficient. So it's really an individualized approach. It's not, a cookie cutter approach.
Let's talk about some of your successes. I'm sure that you have some situations that you've encountered and some outcomes that have made you smile. Share some of those with us.
We've had kids who have been living in their car, who had dropped out of school because they needed to make money, who had mentioned that they wanted to become a Marine. And so, because of our partnerships with the armed services, we got a recruiter in here, and he came back about a year later to show us his sharpshooter badge. And so, there are just tremendous successes. I mean, some of our kids who have been through so much trauma, have exited gangs, have, spent time in jail, are now mentoring new kids that are coming in, trying to help them redirect their path in life. So it's the most humbling thing I have ever witnessed in my life.
If you had a wish of things that could happen with Mobile Hope, of greater accomplishments, what would they be? And it doesn't have to be one wish.
To have the community, in your viewing area also understand how long it takes to get a homeless youth into self-sufficiency and just all of those barriers that exist. And I think because of our, experience with this population, our new campus that we have moved into provides kind of a one-stop shop for these kids. We have a retail store that will help train them in retail services. We have a trade school that will be up and running to teach them HVAC, drywall, plumbing, and to get them certified so they can take that skill anywhere. Nobody can take that away from them.
So it sounds like with Mobile Hope, there's hope on different levels: workforce training, mental health. And do you also teach life skills of just how to function in life, be it understanding a credit report or balancing a checkbook and things like that?
We absolutely do, because I think for the most part, people assume that these kids have the skills that we have taught our own kids, and that's not the case. So we do life skills, we do budgeting. What does a budget look like? What does it mean? We hire a lot of our kids, and when they were hired, trying to talk to them about what PTO, paid time off, means. They didn't know that. They didn't know the difference between gross and net. So teaching them all of that. We do cooking here every day, and we feed whatever kid is on the street. They know they will always get a hot meal here at noon. And so we teach them cooking and budgeting, and, so everything soup to nuts to help empower them to become self-sufficient and successful in our society. I mean, we're humbled to be doing this every day, and truly humbled that these kids trust us and come back every day. And when they are having a meltdown, or even when life is going great and we may not have talked to them in the last 30 days, they call to tell us what is going well and their successes. And, it's just, but every day we get new kids coming through our doors, and it's just truly upsetting that this exists.
I also understand, Donna, that Mobile Hope is a place of refuge for the LGBTQ community.
We absolutely are. We have had a lot of kids in the LGBTQ community who have walked through our doors who are homeless for a variety of reasons. And our community partners within the LGBTQ community open up their doors for us to find safe placement and support. And so it's been really also humbling to just see how the community opens their doors as well to help our kids in crisis.
Donna Fortier with Mobile Hope, thank you so much for coming on Impact Moment.
Thank you very much for having us. We truly appreciate this opportunity.
For Impact Moment, I'm Alvin Jones right here on DCTV.